We welcome everybody in to another edition of the Stingers Up Sacramento State Football Podcast. I'm Jason Ross. Thank you so much for joining us, whether it's on audio or video. Tell a friend that we're out there and tell them about Hornet football because it is a big week this week. Sacramento State, Friday night, welcoming in number 4, Montana on ESPN. So a national stage will be checking out the Hornets this week. And on our podcast this week, we're going to talk more about those Grizzlies with a radio voice, Riley Corcoran. He will join us and give us more perspective on the Grizzlies, what the Grizzlies think about the Hornets. All that is coming up. But first, I had a chance to sit down with senior running back Sam Adams. Really a fun conversation. He's got a bright future ahead of him, is off to a great season so far. So here's that conversation with Sam Adams. All right, here we are with senior running back Sam Adams as we welcome everybody into the Stingers Up Sacramento State Football Podcast. Sam, I know you're still relatively new to the Hornets. Let's kind of start with that as your experience so far. How has it been?
It's been really cool. It's been a great opportunity. I'm thankful to Marion and the rest of the people on staff for bringing me down here. Up at Washington, I thought I was getting real close to the end of my career and going through spring ball, still being at home, just training, praying for an opportunity just like this. And I just kept my head down, kept working, and eventually the opportunity came. So I just take it one day at a time, just living in gratitude.
Yeah. So how did he get you? You're obviously at the University of Washington. You're playing. You grew up there. You're familiar with the States. Great stadium, great program. So you were kind of describing it, working out in spring ball and thinking, where's my chance? How did Coach Marion get you?
Well, this staff has numerous amounts of NFL experience, and having those connections, having guys reach out to guys, they just kind of went through a whole track. They're looking for a running back. As you see, they've built a stable down here with running backs. They're looking for one more, and they just eventually found me through the grapevine.
Yeah,
and I'm just so proud. I'm so happy to be here.
How familiar were you with Sacramento State before you got here?
I wasn't familiar with Sacramento State. I was familiar with Marion and his staff and what they did at UNLV. But Sacramento as a city, as a university, I didn't even pay any attention to it, honestly.
Yeah. But
now it's my whole life.
Yeah. You said it like you guys have an amazing running back room.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody seems to get a chance to have an opportunity, which is great. How does that work where it's kind of seemingly keeping everybody happy?
Well, it's a difficult thing for the coaches to definitely figure out the rotations of it every week to keep everybody happy. But they're going to play it by ear. Since we have so many dudes, it gives each and all of us an opportunity to be able to get fresh for the next game. During practice, everybody's going to be able to get rotations, get guys' legs fresh, keep guys healthy. So it's just something that we have to do as a group to be able to lean on each other, trusting each other that if we're on the sideline, whoever's out there, they're going to play to the best of their ability. And thankfully, our ability as a room overall is really high. So we know we're going to go out there and ball no matter who's out there on the field. And then in practice, obviously just taking it one play at a time, being able to lean on each other, just like I said. And yeah, there's just a lot of trust that we have in that room.
Yeah, they've trusted you. They've put you in a lot of different spots. You've been a featured back. You've been a receiving running back. You've been kind of in the H-back tight end type position.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a preference or just to be out there?
I don't have a preference at all. I love ball.
Yeah.
So however I'm out there, whether I'm snapping the ball back, if I got a kick for the team, I'll do it.
Could you do it?
I could do it.
Make a field goal in clutch time if you need it?
Yes, sir. Give me a couple practice kicks throughout the week before I do that. But
Metters made all 4 last week, and you needed them all. But if need be, they could call on you.
I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll let him handle it for now.
And you've caught passes from, I think Rodney threw you one, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you've had different quarterbacks throw to you. You've had the ability to run. What would you describe as your running style as a running back?
I've had a couple different comparisons in my time. I've been compared to Joe Mixon. I've been compared to Bryce Hall a little bit. Apologies for that. But my nickname this year has been 1-800-CALL Sam Adams. So
who gave you that?
Coach Marion gave me that. And I'm just really happy that I'm able to go out there and make a name for myself and be a reliable guy that they can call on at any moment. It's been something that I've been doing since high school, just being placed around in all these different positions and being able to go out there and execute it as a position specialist would. So I feel right at home just being able to move around a whole bunch like that.
You're not the only new player to the team. I can't even imagine what it was like when you guys got to camp with 71 new players. It takes time. It sure looks like it's getting better.
Yes, sir.
How has that adjustment been with new linemen, new running backs, new running back coaches, just a lot of new players on the team?
We've had a big focus on getting to know each other, not just on a name level, which was difficult at first, but deep down and personally. So we will have our moments where we'll have a guy go and stand up in front of the team and share their story and make sure that everyone's really listening and buying into what they're saying, learning about each other's reasons why they're playing football, why they decided to keep playing football after high school and moving forward, what their dreams are, what their lowest, highest points in life have been. So just building that connection with the guy gives us complete confidence that we can go out there, win our 111 against the guy we're going up against, and then looking left and right and knowing that our teammates are going to do the same exact thing.
I know football is football, but how would you compare Washington to Sacramento State, your experiences with both?
Obviously, Washington is on a bigger level. They call it that stadium the greatest setting.
Yeah,
so
it is pretty great.
It's amazing. It's beautiful up there. But, I mean, we got everything that we need down here. I don't think we're lacking in any department. And that's something that the coaches have built. That's something that our president has built here to give us an opportunity to go out there on a stage like we're about to this Friday. Honestly, we can't ask for anything more. We can't ask for a better opportunity. There's nothing really holding us back except ourselves. And we're going to go out there and do our best with what we have, and we have all we need. Yeah,
I know at Washington, you're familiar with big stages like that, and other people on your team are familiar with that. Sacramento hasn't always had that, but the fact that you've had so many teammates, I think, go through a national TV game at a bigger stage, you feel like it won't be overwhelming for you guys at all?
Definitely not overwhelming. I think, if anything, it would give us a little bit of an advantage because we've been in situations like that before. We have a lot of vets on this team who have been in situations like that, who are really good at vocalizing themselves and being able to bring along the younger cats that we got on the team, and being able to teach them from our own experience. So it's not something that we're buying too much into. We're more focused on the game. It can be televised in front of the world. We could be playing just in front of our parents. We could be playing in front of nobody. I mean, we got a couple guys from the COVID times when we literally were playing against nobody. So it's nothing we're really paying too much attention to.
Yeah. As you look back on this season, right now where you guys are, still can reach the goals that I know you guys have set as a team.
Yes,
a couple games got away, but you can still make that up. When you look at the 4-3 and kind of how it's played out, what's your overall view of how you guys have played so far?
I think we haven't done too bad for having 71 new guys on the roster. People coming from all over, but obviously we're not where we want to be currently, but we know that, and I think that's the first step to getting to where we want to be. Every day we're just trying to go 1-0, and then by game day we go 1-0 every day during practice, every day throughout the day, not just in practice, but with our treatment, with our film study, all of that. We go 1-0 in all those aspects. Come game time, we're going to go 1-0 on the field as well.
Yeah. Last weekend, you guys had a thrilling game, an amazing game. You had a touchdown in that game. What was funny about that play, I think it was 4th and 6.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of times when coaches like to go for it, it's like, all right, there's an exotic play. They're reverse, double pass. Yeah. It was a handoff to you on 4th and 6, like it's the 1st and 10, first play of the game, and boom,
yes, sir.
You go the distance. When you hear that's your name called on a 4th and 6, it's a big down, but tell us about that run, too, for the touchdown.
Just like I said, it starts with the week in our practices and how we are approaching the game, not just from players, but coaches as well. We have to build that trust with each other. The coaches have to build that trust that we're going to go out there and execute whatever play that they call. And players, we just have to go out there and trust that the coaches are going to call the right play in the right situation. And that's exactly what we had on that play. I just had complete confidence in the play call. I had complete confidence in our quarterback with his read. And he handed me the ball, and the rest is history. Everybody did their job, and we ended up in the end zone.
I can only imagine. So you've done it, you've lived it. What's the feeling like you cleared that first group and it's pretty much you in the goal line? That, I don't know, it took you just about 2 seconds to do the rest. What's that feeling like knowing you're gone?
I can't really put it into words. It's a great feeling when you break through that first cut that you make, and you see the end zone. You see guys on either side of you. It's a foot race to the end zone. You got to know in that moment that nothing can bring you down. Nothing can stop you at that moment. So, guys trying to tackle you in that moment, you just got to be the bigger man in that situation.
Yeah.
You got to be the tougher guy, so you can get to the end zone. And then, as you said, it was a really close game, and we knew that getting in the end zone at that moment was really important. So, just having that mindset, all of us, all 11 on the field, everyone's going to go out there and execute. So, yeah,
you mentioned earlier playing at Washington, which is one of the great settings in all of college football. Great crowds all the time. This crowd keeps growing every week. The 20,000 you guys had, largest homecoming crowd, really a loud crowd too. What was that like playing in front of that group?
Oh, it's beautiful. I was talking about how it's difficult to bring our own energy. So when we have a great crowd like we did last week, it makes it a whole lot easier for us. It's one less thing for us to worry about because we know we already have that energy. So we can go out there, play free, fast, physical, and the crowd's going to be into it. We're going to be into it that much more. We just hope to see them keep coming week after week.
Now, Montana, obviously everybody's trying to stop the run. That's what you guys do so well. They're pretty good at it. What are the challenges of facing a good run defense?
Just knowing that we're our biggest enemy. They're obviously going to be good at some things. We got to put a lot of trust into our scout team this week to be able to give us the right looks and make sure that we're executing the plays correctly in practice, getting into the film room, trying to find the little details that can help us win battles here and there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's what our team does. We run the rock. So, we don't fear no team.
Yeah. As far as what's after this, hopefully a lot more football going on this year. But when it's done, more football. What's your major? Kind of what's your future look like?
The goal is definitely the NFL. Always
like
has
your dad?
been. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Like my dad, like my grandpa. It always has been since I was watching my dad play in the NFL.
Yeah.
So that goal hasn't changed. And I know at this point in my career, I only have a couple games left to go out there and put some tape out there, show the NFL scouts what I can do, what I can do for the team.
Yeah.
What can I do for a program? But obviously, it's not just me out there. We gotta keep on building as a team to get to where we want to be this year. So I think if we achieve everything that we can this year, I think the rest of it will come.
Yeah. As far as your dad goes, as a Super Bowl champ, he'll play for the Ravens. Is he a dad? Is he a coach for you? Like, how does he watch you play? Does he give you? I mean, he played defense, but just how does he watch you?
He understands. At this point in my career, I'm definitely really hard on myself, and he's able to point out those times when he knows that I'm being hard on myself, and that's when dad mode comes in a little bit more.
That's cool.
But we'll still watch the film together like we always have since Little League football. I mean, he's a coach at heart. He's a footballer at heart. He's been doing this his whole life, so.
It's a great resource.
It's the perfect resource. I'm so grateful that I was born into this family and I can go and watch extra film with him. He's gonna be more hard on me than my coaches are always because he knows my abilities. He's seen me grow up and develop more so than any other person on this planet has.
Yeah.
So he knows what to nitpick at in my game. Some things that I won't even pick out for myself.
Yeah.
So I'm just blessed to have that opportunity to be able to have an extra coach who happens to live at home with me. But yeah, just like I said, he understands when I'm hard on myself or I know when I could have did something different. And that's when dad mode will step in a little bit more. He'll be more supportive and caring of me and being able to pull me out of that, my own headspace when I'm trapping myself in. he's become really good at that.
That's awesome. Well, I got to say, it's been fun watching you play. Sure seems like, and hearing you, like you're really enjoying yourself.
Yes, sir.
You are?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I just like I said, it's a blessing to be here.
Yeah.
This opportunity, it's one that me and countless other dudes on the team are extremely grateful to have.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go out there every week, every day in practice, try to get the young guys, get them going a little bit, because we got some young dogs on the team who are going to be developed into some monsters. So
yeah, bright future.
Yes, sir. Just doing everything that we can as players for ourselves to be able to go out there and produce what we need to in our role, and then getting the rest of the guys going. It's awesome.
So what happens if I call 1-800-SAM Adams on here? What do we get?
Get right here. I'm going to pick up.
So Coach has been calling on you. You've been pulling him through. Best of luck this week. It's been fun watching you play, Sam. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, the Stingers Up podcast continues. We got to get some perspective now on the Montana Grizzlies. 4th ranked in the country, still undefeated. What a matchup Friday night. It'll be the Hornets and the Grizzlies from Hornet Stadium. And here we are visiting with their voice, Riley Corcoran, joining us. Riley, how are you?
Doing great, Jason. I mean, this week, I think for what we do, it just creates a different energy, right, with this primetime showdown. And it's kind of good that it's going to be on Friday, I think, because I don't want to wait another day.
Okay, for those that are watching, I know there's audio and there's video over your, let's see, I think that's your right shoulder. I see Dodgers over there. So again, people here, probably a lot of Giants fans, they may already be judging you, but Riley, you got a game and game 1. I heard of multitasking. What are you doing on Friday night?
I am hoping that it's going to be a pitcher's duel that goes by very quickly, because syncing up kind of the time of first pitch about 5 o'clock, kickoff about 7:35 at Hornet Stadium. I'm hoping for a swift Dodgers win in game 1, but well, it'll be fun to be a fan during the day and then to put on the work hat at night. But I don't know, pretty darn exciting. I figured I am going into Giants country a little bit.
You are, yeah. But you got to love it. Look, you're the defending champs. Your team is good. Maybe a little wobbly during the season, but here you are, probably the favorite now, even though they're on the road.
Well, they're finally playing like everyone thought they could throughout the season, right? And finally healthy as well. And for those that are wondering, how are you a Dodgers fan? It's Vin Scully. Vin Scully's my reference. He's my broadcasting idol. So I always found myself watching Dodger games, and I was 10 years old, Jason. I wonder why.
Yeah, exactly. Well, a good reference to have, certainly an icon of all time. So let's get to know about your Grizzly team. Obviously, the Hornets missed you guys last year. You had an amazing year last year. Doing it again, undefeated, perfect so far. As you've looked through the 7 games, what's been the good and maybe the very few bad things that have gone on with the Grizzlies?
You know, there was a lot of question marks, Jason, coming into the season for what this team would look like, because Coach Houck embraced the transfer portal more than he ever has in his time being a head coach. And they brought in newcomers, 30 in total, and on different sides of the football, offensively, defensively. They had to replace all 11 starters on defense. And with the unique defense that they like to run, we didn't know, at least at the beginning of the season, what this team could be, the potential. And still, I think you're seeing that through the first 7 games of the season, to where maybe not a complete performance through 4 quarters, but flashes of showing that you're among the nation's elite. But so far this season, it's been the story of the Grizzly offense and the rising up of Kayali Iyat. 2 years ago, the last time the Hornets played the Grizz, he was just a true freshman, and he was getting his feet wet with a couple of games, but got playoff experience. Last year, the Grizzlies had some issues when it came to the quarterback position, and never really decided on a guy between Logan Fife as well as Kayali Iyat, and he never really got the reins. This year, he has the reins, and his development's been the biggest difference. With Michael Wortham coming over from Eastern Washington, he's pretty darn talented in the all-purpose category. You guys got another guy as well, but I think it's been the Grizzly offense that's stolen the show so far. Some close wins, some come-from-behind wins. They're one of just 2 teams in the country that's had 3 second-half comeback wins, and that one over North Dakota looks mighty impressive right now with what the Fighting Hawks are doing this year. So overall, it's been really enjoyable to watch the Grizz this season, and a pleasant surprise, because we didn't know the expectations coming into it.
So in those close games, the Idaho State, the North Dakota game, the comebacks that were needed, what was maybe, I don't know if missing is the right term, but what led it to where they had to get to that spot then to show they could close?
It comes down to the defensive secondary, and that's kind of been the position group to watch for Montana this year, and teams that have been able to expose that. And I think the big play on defense has really been the Achilles heel. North Dakota, a great quarterback in Jerry Kaminsky, they took the lid off of the top a couple of times against the Grizzlies. Even Indiana State, they only scored 20 in the game against Montana, but they took the lid off a couple of times. Idaho State, Jordan Cook is a phenomenal quarterback, and they are going to upset a top 25 team at some point this year, but they also a pretty good passing team. That to me has been kind of the sore spot for Montana on the defensive side of things. Offensively, they've gotten off to some slow starts. Their second half numbers are incredible. They've worn teams down, but getting off to a slow start on the offensive side of things has been worrisome, but they have been able to make those second half adjustments.
How would this year's team comp to last year's, to other previous great Montana teams?
I would say definitely an improvement from last year's squad, to where that team really couldn't find the knack for winning the big game, and also to have those magical moments where this year the team's already had it against North Dakota as well as Idaho State, Idaho even to have that kind of performance to open up Big Sky Conference play. It's having similar vibes, Jason, to a couple years ago. And I want to be cautious with Grizzly fans out there, because when we're on the air each and every day, that we're getting just as excited, because it has that special group that has the championship makeup and guys that came in from the transfer portal that have a chip on their shoulder with something to prove. Solomon Tuliaupupu, a great example. He was the top linebacker in the country out of high school. He was in high school in 2014, believe it or not. He's in his 8th year in college football on a roster, injury riddled at USC, yet he's got one final shot. And it just feels that kind of sentiment echoes through the locker room, specifically on the defensive side of things. You throw Michael Wortham in the mix, and we haven't even mentioned what I think is the best All-American running back in the country, and Eli Gilman. The Grizzlies really balance when it comes to their offensive attack as well.
So when I look at this matchup, and I'm sure you might share the same sentiment, Hornets don't apologize. They're going to try to run. And if they can run, that gives them their chance. That appears to be what would be the strength of the Grizzly defense. That makes for a good football to me. It's strength on Friday night.
Oh, it'll be great. And I think that will be the matchup within the game to watch. For the Grizzlies, for comparison's sake, you might look at their overall numbers and not be wowed a bit. Well, their first 3 games of the year, they gave up 207 yards on the ground on average. The last 4 games, just 105 yards per game. Wow. So they've really improved in that category. It will be strength on strength. I'm curious the pace of Sacramento State's offense. Go. Are they going to be able to keep the Grizzlies on their heels in that regard? Because Montana's offense can prove that they can go as well. And they want to run upwards of 80, 85 plays in a game. Brent Pease's attack this year has been the most lethal that it's been at Montana. And putting up 40 points or more 5 times in 7 games. Jason, it just feels like it could be a race to 40 with these two offenses on Friday night.
Well, the game in and of itself is a pretty good storyline with national TV, with you guys being undefeated, what this game could mean for the Hornets if they were able to pull off what would be an upset. But there's a lot of other noise, Riley, and I should gauge the temperature of how much noise there is based on what was said in the booth last week with the president of Sacramento State. How did that land in Montana?
Yeah, it caused some shockwaves immediately. Let's just say that you probably had a lot more viewers in the third and fourth quarters from the Treasure State, Jason, once those comments started circulating. And I think that everyone was aware, of course, Sacramento State, the situation they're in this season, and trying to move up to the FBS. And what Dr. Wood has said in previous interviews, and of course the JV football comment does not sit well here in the state of Montana. So everyone was on alert anyway, and that seemed to fuel the fire even more. And in fact, I don't want to be too bombastic with this statement, but I would say outside of a Grizz Cat Week or outside of a playoff game, this is the most back and forth and the most heated that it's felt leading up to a game. And I like that because, quite frankly, it's a big game for Montana as well. You look at their upcoming schedule. Coach Houck won't say this. I'll say it. Their next 3 games, they potentially play the 3 worst teams in the Big Sky Conference in Weber State, as well as Eastern Washington and Portland State. So, or at least 3 teams towards the bottom. So this, to me, is their last big test before that rivalry matchup against Montana State. Their Big Sky title aspirations, everything on the line. So as big of a game as it is for Sacramento State, I don't think Montana and their fans needed any more motivation to get up for this game, but Dr. Wood provided it.
Yeah, and it was interesting because sometimes, and I don't blame anybody at Montana for not taking it. I don't even know any other way to take it. But when Coach Houck was asked about it, I thought maybe he might dismiss it. But he went into, which I don't think anybody can blame him.
And he's going to as well on the coaches show Wednesday night. He wants to expand a little bit on that too, because there's been comments throughout the year, and even you go back to the Cal Poly game where he was texting back with coaches, and the Cal Poly coaches are saying, "Hey, glad the JV could win here tonight." Yeah. So I mean that is echoed all the way through, and everybody's aware of it. I do think it creates some playful banter around this game where it's going to create even more national attention. I know if I have a chance to watch Boise State, Nevada, or this kind of game between Sac State and Montana, I know which game I'm going to tune into. So a lot of eyeballs, a lot of attention, and some words back and forth have certainly made it fun across the board.
Yeah, and for me, I've told you before, I personally love going to Missoula. I love your stadium. I love the setup. I'm personally saddened that this is the end of the Big Sky for the Hornets. But what is your thought? Just, your trips to Sacramento, whether it's football, basketball, the different things you've had, and just having the Hornets in the Big Sky all these years.
Jason, I echo those sentiments. It's sadness. It really is. I think Sacramento has been a pillar of the Big Sky Conference, at least in my time. In the last 3 decades, it has been the most looked forward to trip, I think, in the Big Sky. And great people down there, yourself, everybody in the sports information department. We've really enjoyed going down to Sacramento and having the back and forth. And really the last couple of years when Sacramento State's become more relevant in the football realm, I just felt that it's gotten even stronger and even more games that you look forward to. It's gotten the national spotlight the last few years, but definitely some sadness in coming down this year for football, maybe having some extended time coming down there for basketball. I'll soak it in. I enjoyed every visit to the Nest, to Hornet Stadium. I just know that every game has been big, at least in the last decade. So I certainly will miss Sacramento State, and hopefully we can get some non-conference games on the schedule, because that would be fun to keep this one going.
For sure. All right, last one for you, Riley. Give us keys then. How does Montana go to 8-0?
I think Montana has to attack in the passing game and protect Kaylee Iyayat. I mean, when I look at this matchup, Montana's offensive line is veteran, but not as experienced. You look at Sacramento State's defensive front, number 1 in the country in sacks right now. That's a big matchup, I think, for the Grizzlies. If they can win and hold Iyayat up, he's going to have all day to throw to Michael Wortham and Brooks Davis, a couple Northern California boys that are going to be playing with some extra motivation. That will be big. I also think for the Grizz, can they stuff the run within the tackles and also on the outside? They only have 10 sacks this year in their 7 games. They're not essentially getting to the quarterback, but they've been so good plugging up the run. So I really think just stopping the run as much as they can, but also attacking through the passing game, because Kaylee Iyayat has been phenomenal this year. We'll see Sacramento State style. They're going to try and stop Eli Gilman, which most teams I would think would want to do first. If that's the case, then Kaylee Iyayat will have some time. So that'll be the big key, I think, on the Montana side. And also, who can win the battle of special teams, right? We've got 2 of the best in all-purpose yards as well as dynamic return men in the league. So I'm excited for that matchup. Usually a game like this, Jason, comes down to the intangibles.
Well, it's going to be fun. I'm glad we have the hype. I'm glad that we have the game on Friday night. I look forward to seeing you, and thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely, Jason. Look forward to seeing you as well.
All right, I hope you enjoyed both conversations. Thanks again to Riley Corcoran, the voice of the Grizzlies, and to senior running back Sam Adams II. Really good conversations, and what we hope will be a really good football game on Friday night. Obviously, check it out on television, on radio, or more importantly, get on out and support the Hornets. It was great to see a crowd of 20,000 plus last week, and we expect more of a big crowd again on Friday night. So have a great week. My thanks to our guests. Thanks to all of you. And we'll talk to you again next week for another edition of the Stingers Up Sacramento State Football Podcast.